Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioners. I'd like to call the meeting to order and let the record show that all members are present except Karen Galvin. And if everyone has had a chance to look at the minutes, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Okay, any old business to come before the board tonight?
Yes, we sure do. Starting off, the playground no-fault surface installation went well. The fall test, they do quite a few tests throughout the playground from the highest levels of the playground where children could fall and hurt themselves, and they completed that, and they surpassed all the numbers that they were. It was almost double the security that they have as far as the fall. It's not a bowling ball, about a half a bowling ball, but they put it on a tripod and drop it down. Pretty interesting, and we did that in a few areas of our mulched areas, and those are also acceptable. We didn't go around all of them, but it's nice to know that the impact, and it might not stop from a broken arm or a broken leg, but the head injuries is what they're really, head neck injuries is what they're after, and it's nice to have those tests done. We'll probably start those as a annual thing, actually have them come out and test in the future, so we can just make sure that we're complying with all the requirements that we need and the safety standards. The fencing will be installed September 19th and 20th. We tried to get them in earlier, but we put them off about 3 or 4 times now, and they said, now you're locked in for the 19th and 20th. And there again, I think there will be a ribbon cutting later that week, so we will be all prepared for that. Hope you all can make it for the ribbon cutting. You should be receiving invitations, if not letters and also emails. I'm sure Allison has those headed your way. Yeah, real excited though. My goodness, the play that's going on there is just outstanding. We did take down this orange snow fence today. Now, we left it up for the main reason it was my kind of, we had a lot of straw down, a lot of mud, and I didn't want it tracked on there, let alone people kind of vandalize sometimes, but if there's a little deterrent there, it kind of keeps them away. So I was keeping it up, but it's been cut and ripped up, so it's like, okay, took it down. You could still get in, and people have been playing on it since that no-fault surface, I think last Tuesday, was good enough to walk on, and we had tested it. But boy, it's outstanding. I wish all our playgrounds, we could afford to do that, because it is just nice. It's like walking on the moon. I presume it's just really soft and really nice surface. The installers were just excellent too. There are a few repairs to be made on the playground things themselves. Some of the like the quiet zone, some of the panels have been broken when they did the installation. Those will be on back order. It's not sharp. It isn't going to hurt any children. However, we're very aware of some of the things, touch-up paints, some of those things that need done. Made the people that are helping us from Little Tykes aware of it, and they will be correcting those before we sign off on the final contract that we have.
Question for you, John. Is
Yes.
there any signage, like any parameters about who can use it?
We have a sign right as you walk in to the far right, and I've thought of other signage that we could do, but yeah, I think the ages, I've seen age-appropriate kids down there. It isn't for your teenagers or anything. They have the bigger equipment, but boy, the feedback from the little ones and their parents, they're just ecstatic, and everybody's ready for the fence. Obviously, the autistic kids that they need to keep in there. We have a couple benches that the park purchased that we're ready to install there too. Just a nice setting. Probably ought to look at shade structures in the near future. Same thing at the dog park. We just need some shade. There again, we have some trees, but yeah, nothing worse than sitting out in the sun. But yeah, get out there and play with the kids. It's pretty cool. You got to watch it. It's got these, like the conveyor belt is one of the slides, And, oh man, it's neat. I thought, yeah, I did go down it, and I was really surprised that I slid down it so easily. I thought this is going to really crunch the old rump, but it didn't. It
Was that on
worked out.
film by any chance?
Excuse me?
Was that on film by any chance?
No, yeah, well, yeah, there's video. We have a very nice video where we have, that's some of the new business that we have, but we have the installation that we ordered these new cameras and upgrades from last year in the fall, where they're finally coming in from whatever problem it was coming in. And those are getting installed as we speak. They're again have great coverage, and I'm just really thrilled with the new technology that they have. It's very, yeah, we'll catch anybody doing anything out there with these upgrades, and I'm really happy to see that. They were good before, but they're great now. Really excited. There again, we'll be moving forward on projects funded by the American, this is kind of new business, so let me just go over some old business. Reese Park, it's still, they're working out there, but they're pretty much out of the soccer kids' ways. There again, they're still working on the lift station that's going in. That was part of the council funding that they did, and they took that little corner of the park. Also, the Big Four Trail, as you can see, progress is being made right outside the municipal building. Looking good all the way out to Hendricks Drive. That's moving along a lot better now. They'll be done here the next few months. There again, there's it seems like I'm leaving some other projects. The bike park, still waiting on a couple of different things from IDEM, I believe, but the dirt is going to start being hauled. I think Kevin's made arrangements for that. Kevin Krulik is obviously leading the show there, and we're hoping to open up in the spring. Already has the design work and everything for that. He's done an outstanding job. He's very vested in that. We're working at the Conservation Club too. That's just part of the old, yes, we had somebody come in and clean out the woods for the most part, but now we have to grade it, and we're going to have cross-country coming up here soon, putting little trails throughout there. And that's pretty much the old business that I can think off the top of my head. I don't have all my report, but that's the most of the old business. Any other questions on old business, or? Okay.
Want to go on to new business?
Sure, okay. New business. Moving forward on projects funded by the American Rescue Plan. It includes monies that were approved last fall by the City Council for a restroom at the trailhead and the fishing pier at the Conservation Club. Deb Schmucker from on Meridian and 32. I don't know if we'll block it in or whatever, but we'll save those monies and probably go more towards the money at the pier. There again, Deb will be out at our next meeting in October to update you on the park master plan, to finish it up and have a last presentation. At the same time, she'll describe the thought process on where we will go with the piers and get your input on that. Now, looking at the east side, near the trail at the conservation pond, and then also we have to secure the area on the west side by the football field. It's pretty steep drop off, and we have to put some kind of barrier up there so kids won't be falling down in that steep area. So she has a few ideas, but we're obviously going to contract with her to have her look into a fishing pier out there, and that is all funded by the council, already approved for both those projects. And that's the new business, yeah.
Okay. Any questions for John? Is there just going to be the one pier?
Looking at another one, there might look at something down lower. Obviously, we have to think ADA compliance.
Right.
So that's why we're thinking on the east side, where it's coming right off the trail. You have a parking lot from the dog park
Right.
parking lot that would be very accessible. I don't have any renderings or anything like that, or
No,
any
that's okay.
picture,
I
but
just wondered.
yeah, that's one, and on the west corner is another one where actually you could get down and maybe get right on the water. It'd be lower. That might not be as ADA compliant. That's the things that actually going to do some site work out there. That's probably Deb's first step, is to get the contractor out to do site work to figure out cost estimates and things like that. There's quite a bit of money approved, but when you start messing with water and the like, then we have to have all kinds of permits from the state, all the requirements there that we'll need to go into. And she's getting educated along with myself on what all those steps, whether it's DNR, Corps of Army Engineers, IDIM. We don't want another hot pond incident, so I don't think they'll need to be involved, but everybody that will need to be involved will go forward with that. And there again, Deb will update in October
Okay.
of that process.
And on the west side, we took the fence down and now we have to put something else.
On the west side, I have not taken the fence down
Okay.
during, on the football field, because I think we all have concerns on that. The football youth program has actually stepped up quite a bit. We have quite a few out-of-town people coming in to compete, and their kids are over there with their
Right.
fans, and they aren't familiar with what's over on that other side, and sometimes you tend to watch your kids, and we just don't want that incident
I
right
thought
yet.
the fence was still up on that side, but we have to do something.
Yeah, we have to put a barricade of something in that,
Okay.
in that area. And I don't know what it is at this point in time, but that's what we'll be looking
I'm
into.
glad to hear that though, because
I
that
think we're all a little nervous about that.
side made me very
Yeah.
nervous, yeah. Okay. Okay, if there's nothing else for the director's report.
All righty. The Seashore Water Park is now closed for the season. We had an outstanding 2022 season and look forward to next year. This weekend, we will be the last open weekend for the splash pad. With the cooler temps approaching, we've decided that the last day will be September 11th. The splash pad temperatures right now are running around 73, 74 degrees. Once you get below 70, which it's supposed to drop in the 50s, and I think high is 70 after the rains that we get next week, which we're hoping for rain, but there again, I think we've closed historically on the 20th, that weekend in there in September. Looked around at other splash pads, and they're closing down in September also. Really haven't had a lot of activities. We close it down of an evening at 8 o'clock, and the pads are dry, so that kind of tells you there's not a lot of activity. And I have it on my phone too, all the cameras. I looked at it earlier today at 5 o'clock thinking somebody would be out there, and there was no one again. And tough decision, but we're going to stick with that and start winterizing not only that in the pool. Happy to announce that we hired Jonathan Llewellyn. He filled Cole Henry's position, or that actually a maintenance position. And there again, Jonathan's a Lebanon resident, graduated from Lebanon High School, has a little landscaping background, but yeah, he accepted the position and started last week, so happy to have him. We also have another employee that came back from a leave, and happy to have a full crew again. We've been 2 or 3 down pretty much all summer, so very excited about having a full crew. We are applying a weed control on all properties right now. I believe Abner Longley's all done. Now we'll do the roundabouts and move this way, along with Vincennes University and Gene Haas Building, and then move into the other parks. I think we're going to get the hot pond and conservation area tomorrow. But that's all in preparation so we can get out and aerate, seed later, because you have to a time span in between there. And we have some areas that we really need to thicken up, so that'll help us with those areas. There again, We're still improving the conservation brush, as I spoke earlier, and clearing that property, kind of making a lot of areas smoother. We've got most all the trip hazards out of there with the stumps and et cetera. We've ground, I don't know how many stumps. If you go out there, you'll still see a few white flags, and we'll grind those stumps as we get to them. There again, we've had some work done on our skid steer that was all warranted work, but there again, we had to have that, so we were down for about a week and a half. It's back finally. We've replaced and upgraded several cameras, as I spoke earlier, throughout the parks. They'll be working pretty much all week and maybe into next week on upgrading and putting in on those new poles. We already had some, the trouble areas, we wanted those up right away, but now we'll be upgrading and putting in the newer ones in different areas that we weren't allowed to before. But with these new poles, it's going to help a lot on security. We've removed trees that are in bad shape. We pretty well have all the dead ones out of the way, but now we're working at cleaning up the ones that are really ill and before they become hazards, and cleaning up trees that could be hazardous. A lot along the trail, those are pretty difficult. We've had the last couple storms that we had in August, we had 5-10 trees down, pretty much those mulberries or junk trees that come down, and we get them down as soon as a storm comes. We go down it the next day and make sure that those are all cleaned up. We'll be trimming too all along the sides to make it open, because as it grows, we always do it spring and fall and clean those out. And we have over, I know at last count, we had 12 memorials who are being planted in the near future, and that helps for the replacement. Still working on, there again, on tree identification, working on those placards coming in, and we'll be installing those soon. So you can actually get up and QR code, hit it with your phone, and you can identify the tree. I think that'll be good educational for everyone, little or old. The pool's being winterized and making repairs as needed. There again, the water's pretty well out of it, and we're planning to have both pool vessels painted in the spring of 2023. Also looking for different flooring options for the splash pad surface. We've power washed and done a lot of things. Actually, the gentleman was nice enough to come down and check out our pad, our surface there. He was very amazed that it's held up for the 4 years that we've had it. And, you know, he said there's really nothing we can do with the stain that it looks like it has. But he said normally those only last 3 years or so. So we're looking at different surfaces that maybe will hold up better or not show the nasty looking. It's just hard to clean. Power wash it and that in doing it. But if you go down there, you'll see kind of the stains in it. Real frustrating, because we've tried every product under the sun. Nice of him to come down. Locked in for a carnival for the next 4th of July. Houston Amusement Company, currently reviewing the contract and hope to have everything signed soon. There again, it's got to go before the attorney for the city. And there again, also the representatives from the 4th of July executive committee. And they did select it. Nice guy. I think it's pretty comparable to Poor Jack's. I think 12 or so rides. But there again, finally have some entertainment. The monies that we receive from that also go towards the fireworks. Get a little bit of the take from their gate. So it's a nice setup that we have. Going on to our programs and events. Our 2022 Daddy-Daughter Dance was a great big success. Saw around 250 dads and daughters, and they enjoyed a night of dancing, dinner, hay rides, and a fun photo booth. The dance was once again held on our Seashore Water Park pool deck and was a Western theme. We look forward to next year. There again, we were worried about weather. If you recall, everybody's calling saying, what are we going to do? We made the call at noon, and thank goodness the rain held off. That hayride was a huge success, and I think we're talking with that company to see if they won't do carriage rides throughout the winter. maybe going downtown, and I think that'd be nice through our park and get to enjoy the lights and the Christmas. They were pretty open to it, and I think they're set up now where they can do that, so I think that'll be a nice feature for the city itself. Our fall pickleball league just left the park about a half hour ago. All the courts were full. It's underway. We ended up with 8 teams in the co-ed division, 5 teams in the women's division. It's nice to see the youth going on out there. You see them morning, noon, and night. Battle of the Barbecue had a huge turnout. They raised around $89,000 towards the Boone County Cancer Society. You're Not Alone also hosted their 5K and had 194 participants. That You're Not Alone run, I saw that. They're amazing. That was only the second year they've ever done that event, and really excited. And the monies they raised, if you went by the park or were a part of that, oh my goodness gracious, haven't seen so many cars. And that's what our community's about, and everybody enjoys the park. So I just got to say hats off to Joy and Aaron and Kathy for all they do for that Cancer Society. Love working with them. They really helped out too on all the trash and the cleanup. Second to none. Just nice deal. Colonial Market Days will take place September 16th through the 18th at Abner Longley Park. That will take place back by the RC course, and we're going to shut the RC course down for that weekend. It's getting a lot of use too, amazingly. Anyway, that's a nice event that we hold. Lincoln's Lebanon and Civil War reenactment will take place September 24th and 25th in Memorial Park. And here comes North and South again. That's always good. Hopefully they'll have nice weather for that event. Again, 2 nice events coming up in our parks for this month. Lebanon Youth Football, like I said earlier, is in full swing. The field's getting a ton of use, and their numbers have been up again for their events. And just touching base, youth soccer started their season at Reese Park, and their registrations doubled this fall. So, yeah, Boys and Girls Club isn't active with that. I think they saw that the youth league that we have does a much better job of running the program. That's Damon Crease and oh my gosh, I can see the guy, Scott Milam. Both run that program with a lot of volunteers. Do an excellent job. They're very good communicators and take very good care. You might have noticed all the new benches out there, and they pretty well purchased that. They also made a donation to the park, and I think that's great for their youth that they do. They give back. Same as the youth football, they both donate back to the parks, let alone pay their bills that they have out there. And that's pretty much it, other than, it's been a busy time, and daughter getting married, as I told you, this coming Friday, and it's going to be interesting to give another one away. That's third out of four kids, and she's a doll, but looking forward to that, and so I'll be off for a few days.
Good for you.
Yes.
Enjoy it.
Any questions?
John, on the budget that we have here, I noticed as far as, which is totally understandable, the fuel is in a negative form.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Where are we allowed to draw from, or what do we draw from when that happens? Is that
I will go before the Board of Works this coming Monday. I'll go before the Board of Works and ask for an additional appropriation. All departments, I think, I spoke with the clerk treasurer, because we all saw it coming. I mean, it doubled, and who knew last year in October that it was going to double like that? But yeah, I spoke with the clerk treasurer. I'm getting on the agenda for that appropriation. Also, I probably will be having the Board of Works also approve the contract for Deb Schmucker, since it's not park board money or park levy money. I'll have to ask that's coming out of the American Rescue Plan. I'll have to ask permission from the Board of Works to have that contract signed. So if you're all comfortable with Deb Schmucker to do the work, she's very capable, and as long as you approve, I think we'll go ahead and go forward with Deb Schmucker on that. And she's putting together a contract right now for me to present on that Monday. But yeah, there's several items that I'm a little concerned about. Our utilities, our gas I bumped them all up for the 2023, but for this year, yeah, our fuel is gone. It was gone in July. 6 months in, it doubled, so made sense.
Can you reveal what we are putting in for 2023, or is that?
No, I actually doubling it. I think, what is it currently, 20, and I think I
Well,
went for 50?
right now it was 20, yeah, so.
Yeah, and I went up for 50, I went for 30,000 more.
Okay, perfect.
You just don't know.
No, and I mean, that's, 20,000 a year is very, 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 very minimal.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, we actually ordered a truck back in a Ford F-350 to lease for a dump truck. Yeah, you recall, you looked at that yellow dump truck and yeah, Enterprise came and took it. That was ordered back then. They have a chip problem or some kind of delivery with Ford, and I heard is being built now. We'll see if we get in, but that's been on the budget all year. I have that money so that'll carry over to next year. Also, we're going to replace a Dodge, a 2004 Dodge. Yeah, it's about ready to cost us some money, so I think the best thing is go ahead and go with the lease, and we put that in the budget for next year also.
But we'll be okay the next 4 months in regards to finding
Yes.
places to be able to draw from for the.
Yeah, well, I'll actually ask for the council, and they'll do an additional appropriation, so yes, I'll have the funding.
Any other questions for John? Okay. Not, I'd ask everyone if they've had a chance to look at the claims and entertain a motion to approve the claims.
I move that we approve the claims as presented.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. If there's nothing else to come before the board, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn, is there a second?
So second, third.
I have a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Thank you for joining us this evening.